This is a Dove recipe.
Very simply done, too.
It is, and it's excellent. It's excellent meat. I've been nibbling on it here. It is truly a delicacy.
It is.
But first, take a look at, I know there's a lot of concern about the birds, the size of the birds. Right there they are. There's 2 plucked doves that I plucked out of the dozen or so that Bob Garner and I brought back. They're small birds, to be sure, our smallest game bird in this country, but they have little legs, little wings with meat on them that is definitely worth saving and eating. As I said, I plucked these, Kathy, which I think with all game birds, it tastes better to pluck the birds.
Rather than skinned?
Right, and these weigh 4 ounces. I put them on the scale after I plucked them, and they weigh 4 ounces. I saved all of the giblets, at least the hearts, and the gizzards.
Well, that'd be good done just in butter, just like that.
Now, there's a dozen. That's a limit of doves in Indiana. And you see the little gizzards, they're tasty, and there's quite a few of them when you put them together. A couple ounces of meat. And you know, a couple ounce serving, a quarter pounder is 4 ounces.
That's right.
You take 2 boneless dove breasts, and you have a quarter pounder right there. These doves here were prepared different ways. This is one that has been eviscerated and plucked. The tips of the wings cut off and the tips of the legs cut off. Looks like a little chicken or a Cornish game hen. This one I skinned, and I took off the saddle section with the legs on it, but you can see all the meat. It's not exactly white meat. It's a little bit dark because they're flying birds, but there is the back legs, and you can see there's lots of meat on those when they're skinned. And here's a breast the way most people prepare doves. You end up with about 2.5 ounces, 2.5 ounces of breast right there. There it is. You can see the meat. There's lots of it on a dove once you take the feathers off. And this is what we prepared. We had a dozen of them there, but we're going to cook 6 of them with your method for Dove Casserole.
Very good. Okay, we're going to bring water to just a boil here. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of sage, which sounds like a lot, and it would be. You'd never want to add that just as it is, but because it's going to be in the boiling water, we're going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons. And let that boil for a few minutes there. Now, this is ground sage, which is even more pungent than it would be if it was just a dried leaf.
I don't taste it in this dove that I'm eating right now.
No, you wouldn't, because it's, we dropped the doves in there for just a few minutes. You don't want to boil the doves at all. You just want to tenderize them in the sage. It does give it a flavor, but you aren't going to taste it.
It's not strong at all.
No, not at all. Okay, we're going to drop these in here for 5 minutes. Let them just kind of sit there in the hot water. Don't want it to boil anymore after this point right here.
And we've tried skinned, plucked, and some of the back legs.
Right, just as is.
I definitely think it's worthwhile.
Oh, yeah,
save the back legs and all of the meat that you can get.
Sure, you don't want to throw it out. Okay, we're going to put these into a casserole dish after they've sat there. Now, at this point, the best way to fix doves, of course, is moist. Moist heat. You don't want to... You can broil them, but you want it done very fast, 3 to 5 minutes, and that's it.
Well, these are tasty that I'm eating right here. They are very moist.
They are. They will stay that way. Okay, now we're going to pour butter over the top. You could put a pat of butter in each one, but this is a much simpler way here. Just pour some butter over the top.
I think I can taste the butter. No, I really think I can.
Okay, because it's we just poured some on top, so there may be a little bit more than if you just put a pat in each. A little bit of salt. And a little bit of pepper, just a dash for flavoring here. Okay, now here comes the good way, the way we like our food here. Mushroom soup, simple.
These mushrooms that I'm eating right now are good, good.
Okay, that's going to give it just a little bit more texture there, too.
I think with the butter.
That's right. Okay,
makes it very moist.
Nice, moist method.
I would have thought that with the way you spread that mushroom soup on there, that it wouldn't have, some of these would have been dried out, but it spread around, and you can see the butter in there.
Sure does.
Kathy, this is phenomenal, isn't it?
I think I'm going to try it.
I think that I'm sold on dove hunting and doves myself. See, but I don't have a problem with this as long as you use a game animal or a game bird for food.
And we've used every bit of it.
Every bit for food. It's tasty.
That's right.
And knowing that there's 50 million taken, about 500 million out there every year, I don't have any problem with it.
All down south, they serve it in restaurants.
They do. It's on the menu in the South.
That's right. A lot of people will go out of their way to get it.
I would.
You don't have to go far for this recipe, which works well with all small game, even chicken.